Or just perusing on Twitter and found an interesting little hashtag, people calling this Ogtober up and down the East Coast. It's kind of a combination between late summer, early fall, all those things. We're in mid-fall now, and we're still seeing that summer-like air in place. Temperatures in the 60s right now as we kick things off this morning, but the humidity has started to increase. Dew points back into the 60s. That's when you'll start to feel the humidity again outside, and by the end of the weekend, we'll actually have dew points back to around 70 degrees, which is summer-like air. No clouds right now across North Carolina, no rain either, and really we're not going to find any for the most part as we head throughout the weekend. Things will stay dry for us, but lots going on around the country to talk about. A big system right here in the northern tier actually bringing snow to places like Wyoming, Montana, maybe feet of snow out there. That wrapping up and heading into the Great Lakes over the next several days, and it will be bringing a cold front to the middle of the country. That's one part of the equation. The other part is Tropical Storm Karen right here in the Gulf of Mexico, still centered right about here or so, with a long way to go before it actually moves its way toward land. So taking another look on satellite, notice these thunderstorms. They're all centered on one side of the system. The center of the storm is actually right about here. That's where the pinwheeling action, the swirling is occurring, but all the storms are getting blown around onto one side of the system, so it's lopsided. That always weakens a system. If it's going to be a lopsided storm, it'll have a hard time strengthening. So we don't think this becomes one of those big classic Gulf of Mexico systems that just blows up into a monster overnight. This will stay relatively weak. Winds at about 60 miles per hour right now, and I'm not convinced it will turn into a hurricane. In fact, it may just stay as a tropical storm all the way through this weekend. But by Sunday, it should be right about here or so. Too early to say exactly where it'll make landfall, but somewhere on the northern Gulf Coast, they will get the landfall from this system. After that, it'll weaken like they always do over land, and then it'll head our way just as remnant moisture, some leftover rain, a little bit of gusty winds too. But just how close it comes to our area will determine how much rain we get. If it heads over toward Asheville in the mountains, we won't see as much rain, but if it comes a little bit closer, we could find a lot of rain, much needed rain in our area too. So we'll just see how close that storm actually gets to us. In the meantime, we are clear as far as the skies go, and again, you don't need to worry about rain for your weekend plans. You'll be fine out there throughout much of the forecast, but as that cold front picks up Karen, as we said, it's going to send that moisture our way. It happens Monday, not for the weekend, so again, you don't need to change any of those outdoor activities. Beach and boating forecast, it's a great weekend to head to the beach. Why don't you do it? Because those days are numbered, everybody, as we head into the next couple of weeks. 85 for your high temperature today if you have those football games tonight. 76 for a kickoff temperature in October. We don't want to hear any complaints about that. 86 for tomorrow as well. Monday's the rainy, windy day. After that, we see cooler temperatures for next week in the 70s instead of the 80s.
Sounds awesome.
Right.
There you go.
Hopefully this weather holds out for all the trick-or-treaters over the next few weeks, too.
That's a very extended
that's
forecast.
That's a mom thing to say.
If you go trick-or-treating tomorrow, it will be very nice. I can say that.
And the decorations are going up all over the place.
I know they are.
Yes.